Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how I make fresh kombucha in my own kitchen using a few simple ingredients. This one is orange and ginger and it is so delicious. So if you are interested in learning how to do this, then please keep on watching. The first thing you want to do is brew a batch of sweet tea, and I did this the night before using loose tea and some tea filters, which are basically empty tea bags that you can fill yourself with whatever loose tea you like. I like to use green tea, but you can also use black tea. And I'm making a half-gallon batch, and I'm going to use about 1 tablespoon of loose tea or 4 tea bags. So that's how much I'm using. So you can set your tea bag aside temporarily, and I'm going to fill my half-gallon container with boiling water. You want to add about 6 to 8 cups of hot water, and then once you've done that, you can add half of a cup of unprocessed sugar. I'm using organic cane sugar, and then you just want to stir that in until it dissolves. Next, you can go ahead and add your tea bag, and then you want to cool your mixture to about room temperature, but I actually just like to screw a lid on and let it sit overnight. So that's pretty much how I brew my sweet tea, and we are going to come back in the morning and see what it looks like. Here it is after it's brewed all night, and I'm just going to unscrew my lid and remove the tea bag. You can go ahead and slide your sweet tea to the side for a moment, and I'm going to take you over to where I ferment my kombucha. So over here is where I keep my kombucha while it's fermenting. This is actually like the homemade corner over here. Got some coconut wax and lemongrass candles that I made last night, some homemade granola, some homemade chocolate chip cookies. So my container on the right is the batch of kombucha that has been fermenting, and the container on the left is my SCOBY hotel. And if you don't know what a SCOBY is, we are going to get into that in a second. But basically, the SCOBY hotel is where you keep any mature SCOBYs after you've brewed kombucha, because every time you do a brew, your SCOBY is going to replicate and produce another SCOBY, and that's called a baby SCOBY. But anyways, you want to use a mature SCOBY when you're brewing a new batch of kombucha. So I have a couple of mature ones in here, and then I have a really large one in the batch that I just brewed. These guys right here are my SCOBYs, and that stands for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. So I have brought my SCOBY hotel and my kombucha over here with my sweet tea that I brewed last night. And the first thing that I like to do is remove the SCOBY that I'm going to use in my new batch. Before you handle your SCOBY, you want to make sure that your hands are really clean. So just make sure to wash your hands really well before you open your kombucha and touch anything inside of it. So now I'm actually going to reach my hand inside of my kombucha and remove my SCOBY. This is like a really, really big one, and there's actually 2 of them. That's good. So the SCOBY on the top, this one is the baby that was produced from the fermentation process. So this is my really, really big adult SCOBY. There's actually, it kind of looks like there's 2 of them stuck together. So we actually have 3 SCOBYs here. I guess this is also a baby that was on the bottom. So this is my adult SCOBY, and this is the one that I'm going to use in my next batch. This is what a SCOBY looks like up close, and you can check out the description box for more information on how to grow your own or where to acquire one. So I'm gonna slide my SCOBYs over to the side for a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of my sweet tea to my SCOBY hotel. And once you've done that, your SCOBY hotel is good to go for the next couple of months. And now you can just cover it with a cheesecloth or a piece of a towel. I cut a kitchen towel into a bunch of different pieces. And when you're putting your cloth back on top, you want to make sure that you use a clean one. And then I'm just going to secure it with a rubber band. and make sure that it's tight and there's no exposed areas. So that looks good, and I'm going to set this guy aside. In order for your new batch of kombucha to ferment correctly, you're going to need a little bit of starter liquid from your previous batch. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit in. You want to use about 2 cups per gallon, and since I'm making a half-gallon batch, I used about a cup. Next, I'm going to add my mature adult SCOBY back into my new batch of kombucha. Just going to lightly place him in there, like that. And then I'm going to take a clean towel and a rubber band and just secure the fabric over top like I did with my SCOBY Hotel. So this batch is now ready to start the fermentation process. You want to ferment your kombucha for 7 to 30 days. Just remember that your kombucha will taste more vinegary the longer it's fermented for. If you do have extra SCOBYs left over from the fermentation process, then you can add them to your SCOBY Hotel, or you can give them to friends who want to start making their own kombucha. I'm going to save one for a friend, and I'm going to add the other one to my SCOBY Hotel. What we have left now is our kombucha that has finished the first ferment. This is the time when you can add any types of flavors that you want. You want to stick to natural ingredients like fresh fruit and juices. To flavor this batch of kombucha, I'm just going to cut up some gala apples, and then I'm going to put them through my juicer. This is the juice from about 5 apples, and here it is mixed up. And then I'm just going to use a funnel and funnel my kombucha into an airtight container. And then I'm going to add my apple juice. And then I'm going to seal the container. I really like these glass containers with rubber stoppers. Next, you want to ferment your kombucha at room temperature for 3 to 4 days, and this will help it develop carbonation like those store-bought kombuchas. And after that, you can put it in the fridge until you are ready to drink it. This is a kombucha that's been in my fridge for the last couple of months, and you can see when I shake it up that it is very carbonated. This one is fresh orange and ginger, using oranges that we picked ourselves and fresh ginger that I cut up into small pieces. Every kombucha that I make has been a lot different, so it's really fun to experiment with new flavors and try new ingredients. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any additional questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you thought this video was helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'm also going to include a lot more detailed information in the description box below, and also links to buy all the equipment that I used in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and I will talk to you soon.